So I've always wanted to own my own restaurant since I was 12 years old. It's always been a goal of mine. I started at 14 years old as a dishwasher at Four Corners, and throughout the years I was the executive chef at Giants Ridge, the food and beverage manager at the Minnesota Discovery Center. I'm also a culinary graduate from the Hibbing Culinary Program. Today we'll be making a pasta Primavera featuring all of our Minnesota grown veggies with a tomato sauce that is made up of our Minnesota grown tomatoes out of Owatonna, Minnesota. We'll get started. Here we have a mixture of onions, summer squash, zucchini, and multicolored carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower, all grown in Embarrass, Minnesota. Pretty much right when I hit 12 years old is when I really had a high interest in food, and I would read cookbooks. I'd help my mom cook stuff at home, and then even in high school when we had like speech demonstrations, whenever I could do a demonstration, it generally involved cooking. So it's just been a huge part of me since I was, younger. Then in the other pan, we'll have our zucchini noodles and summer squash noodles, which are also both Minnesota grown. For me to be able to go to a farm and hand pick what ingredients I want to use for my dinner service for the night is just huge to me. I've always been a firm believer in supporting local businesses, and just the freshness that comes with it, for one, is huge to me. It has a whole different flavor. We do feature dairy products out of Babbitt, Minnesota, so our heavy cream, our milk, and our butter does come out of Babbitt, Minnesota through Dahl's Dairy. The best heavy cream I've ever had. My reps are doing a very great job of finding these products for me. They know what I want. Bottom line is they know what I want, and they do a good job looking for what I'm looking for here. Now with these, we're just going to add a scoop of our tomato sauce. As I mentioned earlier, has our Minnesota grown tomatoes and a little bit of tomato puree in it. It was a late growing season to start with, and then the frost ended up early this year, so it was a really difficult season to work with. But even with the difficult season, we still came out with quite a few great products, and it still ended up working out well for us. And we let the garlic saute a little bit and add just a little bit of white wine. Local for us is not just in the food, but it's also in quite a few craft beers from local Minnesota vendors, and quite a few spirits that are from local Minnesota companies, and even right down to the decor in our restaurant. All of our saw blades are painted by a local gentleman here in Virginia who actually mows the grass for the golf course. Now we're ready to plate the dish. One of my former bosses mentioned to me, "Mitch, how come you don't have a bid in for the Virginia Golf Course restaurant?" And I said, "Well, I didn't even know they were closed." So we looked into it, and lo and behold, we had till the next day to put in a letter of interest with the city of Virginia. So my wife and I, we stayed up late, put in the letter of interest the next day, and worked on our business proposal, and it ended up being a unanimous decision to have us here. Now you have a pasta Primavera, all Minnesota grown veggies.
I see some colorful carrots in there.
Yep, so they're multicolored carrots. They're not the easiest to grow, but the farm we purchased them through was successful with growing a small row for me this year.
All right, let's try it.
All right.
Let's roll over.
I learned it's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of staying up late. It's you don't get to spend as much time with your family, which can be a downfall, but in the long run, what you're doing is only going to benefit your family, so that's what I tell myself, to keep moving forward. But I'd say the most part, it's a lot of hard work, but I'd rather enjoy it.
Wow, that is delicious.
Thank you.
Yeah, way to go, Mitch.
Thanks.
Yum.
Appreciate it.